Last week, we got episode 2 of season 2 of Peacemaker. Now, real quick before I get started, I do need to say that the way Peacemaker releases on Thursday nights is very hard for me to watch because Thursday nights, typically when I go see the new releases, and then Friday nights, I'm always busy, and then the weekend comes. So normally I never get to watch it until like the weekend, and I don't really film and upload videos on the weekend because that's normally my rest days. So it's very complicated the way they release. It is Monday. The episode released on Thursday. So I think I'm going to upload my Peacemaker reviews on Mondays now. At least I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Football season's here as well, so everything's going to change. Like Thursdays, I'm going to be watching football. Fridays, I work a radio job, so I'm going to be on the radio calling football. So I don't, and with my full-time job, I don't really know when I'm going to have time to see the new releases, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. It really just depends on what happens, so there's that excuse. So expect some changes coming around the channel, but we're here to talk about Peacemaker, and if you didn't see my episode 1 review, I'll be putting it up here somewhere. Go check out my episode 1 review. This is going to be a spoiler review of episode 2, so if you haven't seen the episode, click off of this video. I highly recommend you go watch the season, and before I dive in, if you have watched this episode, what are your opinions on it? What are your theories coming soon? And while you're down there, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell so you never miss another video in the Peacemaker Season 2 review series. And with that said, I don't have too many thoughts on this episode. For me, a good bit of it felt like a filler episode. I know it's only episode 2, kind of setting stuff up where we don't really get a lot of forward progression in the plot. Episode 1, I did describe it as a slow start, which plenty of people in my comment section were like, yeah, well, how is it a slow start if all this stuff happens? Well, watch the video and I'll explain that. But this episode is much slower, but it also had more character moments than episode 1 did. The episode opens up with Frank Grillo, who is Rick Flag Sr. He's talking to Economos. This is, I think, 8 months prior where he got appointed the lead of Argus, and he's doing the Argus stuff. He asks Economos to give him the file on his son, Rick Flag Jr., who was killed by Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad, asked to get the file, and he did get the file. He gets angry. If you don't know, now in current times, he's setting up a post around Peacemaker's house and is constantly watching Peacemaker because he murdered his son. Alright, so I want to talk about the characters here for a moment, because the characters, I'm not really sure how much I like in this season so far. John Cena, Peacemaker, I love John Cena, I love the character of Peacemaker, but for me, what they've done with his character so far just made him feel more like a depressed dude, instead of the character of Peacemaker we love. In season 1, he had those depressed moments, he had those character moments that really worked. In this season, it's really just him moping around, like, oh, am I good enough? I mean, he has an orgy in the first episode. In the last episode, he opened up an alternate universe where he's happy. He fought himself and he killed himself. But in this episode, he's just kind of moping around. He's really sad. And I'm not sure what I think of the character. And another character I really am not digging in the season so far is Harcourt. I don't like Harcourt's character. She just seems kind of like an insufferable asshole so far. Because she started a bar fight in episode 1, and this episode she just seems like she's distant from all of her friends when they have that get together. And this is a character that had so much progression, so much growth in season 1 that I really don't understand why they would take her a step back. I don't know. I'm not digging what they're doing to the characters in the season. I mean, Economos is still a really good character. Adebayo is still a really good character. Which for some reason in my episode 1 review, I called Adebayo Bunny. I don't know what made me do that, but I apologize. Adrian, Vigilante, still really funny. Peacemaker and Harcourt, I'm not so sure if I like what... Actually, I am sure. I don't like what they're doing with their characters so far in the season. So, some notable stuff that happens in this episode. The gang gets back together. They think Economos is out, even though Adebayo knows he's not. Peacemaker, I don't think, knows he wasn't out of town. But now he's back. They get together. They have a bunch of conversations. It's nice to see the banter with each other here. But again, I feel like the Harcourt stuff really bogs down the scene for me. Peacemaker and Vigilante get together to help clean up the body of Peacemaker from the alternate universe who our Peacemaker just murdered. So they get together, and I actually think this episode is a good bit funny. I laughed so much in this episode because, I mean, Adrian Vigilante is so much fun. I mean, he's a character I adored in the first season, and he's back up to his stupidity, his quirky humor, which I think is just so funny. I know for a fact I'm going to mess up this name, and I don't know for a fact if this is the actor that plays him, but that's what Google IMDb is telling me. It's the guy that plays the High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. A great actor. Let's try this word, shall we? Chukwudi Iwuji? I certified mispronounced that name. I'm sorry, but he plays a character that goes into the back of the van with Economos as he is observing Peacemaker's house, and he is kind of just a complete asshole, but he's also kind of funny, adding to the comedy to where I laughed a good bit at all of his lines. Bird blindness is just such a stupid gag that I hated when they first brought it up, but the more the episode goes on, the more I really did dig that joke, and I thought it, kind of evened itself out. So, pretty funny episode all throughout. The Argus group breaks into Peacemaker's house while they're all out doing the get together, and Eagly, Peacemaker's bird, goes to attack them in a really fun action sequence. I mean, you see him peck out someone's eyeball and pull it out of their skull, which is pretty cool. So an episode or an action sequence that is pretty fun in what they do. So, also, there's a good bit of emotion here in this episode. There is one sequence that I did think the emotions really worked for me. It's where Peacemaker's sitting down, and he's looking at the phone of the dead Peacemaker, and he sees all the images with him and Harcourt in it from the alternate universe. I was like, that's actually a really good way to build emotion in the sequence, to show what his life could have been like, what his life is like in another universe. And the results in the end of the episode, him taking the phone, texting Harcourt, going to the other universe, and them starting up a conversation, and that's how the episode ends. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with that. So, while the episode didn't progress the plot as much, I do think there was a solid action sequence. I thought the episode was funny, and had some character moments in there that worked. But for me, I really can't get on board with the season if they keep treating Peacemaker and Harcourt's character like they are. I'm not sure what I think of them. I'm really distant from these characters, and it feels like they're taking a step back from season 1. So, overall, I enjoyed this episode. I had a good bit of fun with it. I'm curious to see what happens in the next episode, but they need to do a lot of fixing with the characters to fully put me on board. So, I don't think I have any more thoughts on this episode. I had a good bit of fun with it, but there is that one big lingering problem that if it keeps going, it's going to hold the season back from greatness for me. So, tell me down below in the comment section, what are your opinions on Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 2? I would love to know all that and more. And while you're down there, do me a huge favor if you'd hit the like button and hit the bell so you never miss another video. Next up is the Peacemaker Episode 3 review when it releases. I don't know when that video is coming out. It depends on when I have time to watch the episode. But thank you guys for clicking on this review. And with that said, subscribe.